President Donald Trump could soon launch airstrikes at Iran if he chooses to. The US Navy's carrier strike group led by the USS Abraham Lincoln has arrived in the northern Arabian Sea. Now, the Lincoln's FA-18 fighter jets are within striking distance of Iran. But could Iran sink the USS Lincoln? Well, theoretically, yes. Iran has a weak air force. In fact, Iran could field fewer combat-capable aircraft than the 60 or so fighter jets carried by the Lincoln. But what Iran lacks in air power, it makes up in missile power. It's one of the few countries in the world to have operationalized a range of hypersonic ballistic missiles. Now, a hypersonic missile is a weapon that travels faster than 5 times the speed of sound, that is, over Mach 5. Now, Iran has perfected some of these missiles and converted them into anti-ship ballistic missiles. Now, several such missiles were fired by the Houthi rebels against merchant ships and warships in the Gulf of Aden in 2024. So, while theoretically Iran could strike at the USS Abraham Lincoln, it's not that easy. A Nimitz-class carrier strike group is accompanied by a warship screen like this of Aegis-equipped destroyers. Now, Aegis is a very capable radar that tracks missiles as they're fired to protect warships. Now, these missiles have a layered defense of electronic warfare systems that would jam incoming enemy missiles. The next layer would be the standard air defense missiles carried by the destroyer screens of the USS Lincoln. Now, each destroyer carries at least 90 such air defense missiles, including the most advanced RIM-174 standard extended range active missiles, or ERAM, the SM-6 missiles, which have a range of something like 400 kilometers. The new versions of the standard missiles also have anti-ballistic missile capability. And this is typically what their engagement of enemy missiles would look like. They are missile shields, mobile ballistic missile shields out at sea, shooting down anything that could come the aircraft carrier's way. But what could Iran's strike at the USS Abraham Lincoln look like? To begin with, the Lincoln is unlikely to operate in the Persian Gulf or even in the Gulf of Oman, where they would be completely exposed to Iranian missiles. Most likely, the ship would operate somewhere here, at the North Arabian Sea, off the coast of Oman, where it would be shielded by Oman's geography of high mountains, which prevent a direct line of sight for cruise missile attacks from Iran. Now, Iranian forces could launch hundreds of Shahed 136 long-range drones and, of course, ballistic missiles at the carrier strike group's screens, hoping to saturate the air defense cover and to force the warships to expend their interceptor missiles. Iran has intermediate-range hypersonic missiles like the Fatah-2, which use a hypersonic boost glide vehicle. These scream in at speeds of over 10 times the speed of sound to attack targets. Sounds formidable on paper, but here again, Iranian forces would face problems. Now, Nimitz-class aircraft carriers like the Lincoln are highly mobile platforms. They're over 100,000 tons, but they travel at speeds upwards of 25 knots per hour. They travel hundreds of miles each day. And the carrier strike group, if it knows it's under attack, would constantly change direction to avoid predictable paths. Now, for Iran to know where the Lincoln and its escorts are in a given space and time, it will need a fast kill chain with near real-time satellite tracking data to fire its missile salvos. That's a capability that Iran lacks at present. So while Iran has these missiles, it has the best hypersonic missiles in the world, it has anti-ship ballistic missiles, it lacks the targeting ability, the real-time targeting ability to make the full use of its missile capabilities.